Hola, bienvenidos to the Baron's Game Room, and it's almost Cinco de Mayo. Now, for Cinco de Mayo, initially I wanted to do some Hispanic-themed game, but even though I've played a good handful of great ones over the years, I don't actually own any, unfortunately. And I'll be honest, my second thought was to maybe do a drinking game, but for some reason I decided against it, and instead we went with Cinco Linko. Yes, it's because of the name, but also, the color scheme fits. So, Cinco Linko, or sometimes called OK Play in other places, is an abstract strategy game for 2 to 4 players. The game plays in just a few minutes, really. Even my longest 4-player game, I think, only went less than 20 minutes. And, like any good abstract game, almost anyone can play it. There's really not any setup, just make sure everyone has their own stack of tiles and you have a decent-sized play area. Now, there are 2 parts to any game of Cinco Linko, but you actually might not make it to the second part. The point of the game is to get 5 tiles in a row, either orthogonally or diagonally. During the first part of the game, all you do on your turn is place a tile. The only rule for placing a tile is that it must fully touch the side of another piece. You can't just attach it at the corners like that. Gameplay is simple from there. Players will take turns placing down 1 tile at a time until someone manages to get 5 in a row. Now, anyone that's played a fair bit of tic-tac-toe or something like that over the years knows a couple of attentive players can end up in a draw pretty easy. But that's where the second half of Cinco Linko comes into play. Once every player has played out all of their tiles, and if no one has won yet, you go to a second half of the game where instead of placing tiles, each turn you're going to move a tile. But it's not quite that simple, because you can't just move any tile. The rule to moving tiles is you cannot move a tile that would make any other tile's placement illegal. For example, I could not move this tile because that officially makes this tile's placement illegal since it's no longer touching the side of another tile. But I am allowed to move a tile like this one. And I can move it somewhere like here, which gives me the 5 in a row for a win. Similar to the first half, players will take turns moving 1 tile at a time until someone ends up getting 5 in a row. And honestly, it's that second half of the game that makes me where I can recommend this for all ages. Younger players are going to love the colorful, easy, Connect 5 tile laying game. And more advanced players are going to love how when that second half hits, your thinking just has to get cranked up to 11. Plus, it's such an easy thing to carry around with you. This is how all the ones I've seen come, is with this handy clip. Obviously, Cinco Linko is Baron approved.